All right. We're getting going. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good. We having a good day so far?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So welcome to session 6. This is one of my favorites. We're gonna have so much fun today. Are you guys excited?
Not as excited.
Clearly. You are. It's okay. All right, so today's expectation. So what we're going to go over is we're going to discover the techniques for and advantage of staging a listing to get it sold. Do you both know what staging is?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Number 2, review the elements for your 14-point marketing plan in action. Number 3, we're going to learn the essentials of great service to sellers. So how to do that whole under promise and over deliver. From the moment they sign the listing agreement all the way through closing and beyond. And number 4, we're going to study strategies and tips for great communication and problem solving. Do you think there's some problems that come up when we're dealing with real estate?
A lot.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. All right, so we are going to get started. All right, so the mission. How did you guys do on your homework?
Good. It was just watching the videos.
Yep.
And the staging.
Yeah.
Yep. And how'd that go?
It's good. Took a bunch of notes and everything, and all 3 parts of the videos and stuff.
Good. So what was the biggest morning? What was the biggest aha from that?
Just the difference in with staging and not staging the house, making it stand out and everything. I feel like there's a big difference between the highest price to what you can get for a house.
Totally makes a difference, doesn't
And
it?
just trying to not persuade, but trying to have them agree to staging their house rather than just leaving it as is.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. And what it takes. What for you to do.
It all makes sense to me.
Yeah, all makes sense. How are you?
Good.
Nice to have you.
Yeah, I started a little late this morning.
No worries.
Oh, I never forgot something.
What'd you forget?
My book.
All
So
right.
I'll just take notes.
There you go. It's Ron, right?
Read it.
Raiden, sorry.
No worries.
I don't know why I always confuse you and Ron. It's because I hear your voice all the time, but I don't see your face all the time, right? Monday mornings. All right, so how'd you guys do on your 10-4 for the past couple days? Did we do any of our 10-4 in the past couple days?
It's more like 3-4.
3-4, okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing a few.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay. So here's the thing. So tell me what you guys are doing. Are you making your phone calls to the people in your database?
I'm currently mostly focusing on adding people to my database because I've been calling all my people.
Okay. So how many times are we supposed to call people in a year? What's our ideal?
30. No.
That would take a lot of time.
A lot of time.
That's touches. So
Okay.
and it's sort of adjusting from 33 to 36. 36 touches, but how many of those touches are actually phone calls?
4?
Four.
Just
Once a
month?
quarter.
Once a quarter.
Once a quarter, yeah.
Okay.
Once a quarter. Unless they're a hot lead, that's a totally different conversation, right?
Mhm.
They raise their hand and say, I'm interested. Now you're having a much more frequent conversation with them.
Once
That's
a week.
dependent on their level of interest. But your standard database, you're reaching out and talking to them once a quarter. So are all of you, and we talk, oh, that's right, because I did the DTD2 for you
Right.
on the,
Yes.
right. So is everybody familiar with what the DTD2 is? Okay.
I've heard that term.
Good, perfect, okay. Don't ask me what it stands for. They've told me like 4 times. I can't remember. I know the first word is database. That's all I care about. DTD2. So the concept is they take and the 2 is probably the 2 letters. So they take 2 letters of the alphabet. So we have 26 weeks, right? Because how many letters in the alphabet? Help me.
26.
26 letters in the alphabet, right? Okay. 26 letters. It's between like states and letters, and I get all and I'm good at math, believe it or not. Okay, so 26 letters in the alphabet. So if you take 2 letters every week, that would give you, in 13 weeks, you'd be through every letter, correct? So how many weeks in a quarter? 52 weeks in a year. See, this would be a pretty get confused. So 52 weeks in a year, right? So we break that down into quarters, 13 weeks in a quarter. So every week you're just focusing on 2 letters. Following me? What letters do we focus on? Well, there's a plan for that. There's a system for that. It's on your locker room Facebook page. Pull it down. I posted it, like all the letters and how they break together. So like A and W go together, and they did it systematically so that you're not calling like a massive amount of your database in 1 week, right? So they'll put your really common letters with your really uncommon letters, like W's with A. Now, it's meant to be used with last names. I cheat. I use it with first names because it's easy to search. I don't know. I just got into that rhythm, and I'm like, I'm not going to change my rhythm.
Yeah.
If you have a database of 10,000, you may want to go through the tagging, and you may want to go through, doing it the last name because it really will make a difference. My database isn't that massive, so I'm okay with doing first names. That being said, it doesn't matter whether you do first names or last names. What matters is you go with the system because it'll keep you to where every quarter you'll touch base with everyone. Does that make sense? So be hitting them up. And what we know about a properly touched database, so if we do the 36 touches and we do it the right way, our database is where our money is. And generally speaking, you can take 1 per 1,000. And hi there. We love to say things are different on Maui. So let's say we take 1 for 500. So every single person in your database is worth $500 if you're properly touching your database. So if you guys have a database of 100, how much money is that in a year for you?
50,000.
50,000. So if you've got a database of 300, how much money is that worth? I know I'm throwing math at you guys.
15,000.
150,000.
150.
Right. So it's half of the number that you have in your database, right? And that's if they're properly touched. So if you really follow that 36, if you're really getting on the phone. If you just send them the emails, it doesn't work. And the most important part of that conversation with the database, is it the emails or is it the phone calls?
Phone calls.
Yes, phone calls. Hi, I'm Nicole. What's
Malia.
Malia. Nice
Sorry.
to see you. No worries. You're here. That's all that counts. All right. So here's what we will tell you. 10-4 is ideal, right? Talking to 10 people a day is your ideal scenario. Like you guys are saying, it's coming more like 3 or 4. What I think is important to stress is consistency, right? So if your goal is 3, awesome. Just make sure you talk to 3 people every single day from your database, right? If you're talking to 5, make it 5 every single day. So you create, because then what will happen is in 30 days, you can take that 3 to 5 and you can take that 5 to 7 and it won't feel much bigger, right? Does that make sense? So it's like, it's creating that pattern. We all know how habits are created, right? So even if the habit is smaller to start, it's the consistency over time that's more important. So like you said, 3, 4, 5, that's okay. Consistency is the most important thing, not the quantity. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So how is that going? Is anybody reaching out to people and getting referrals? How are your scripts going? What's happening with those conversations?
I've had a couple referrals, but it's reaching those referrals.
Yeah, that can sometimes be a challenge. So when you talk to somebody and they gave you a referral, you were able to get the referral's information?
Mm-hmm.
Good on you for even asking. Because some people kind of panic at that moment and just say, okay, make sure you tell that person about me. That's not our job, right? Our job is follow up. Awesome. So we're getting some traction. It's just a numbers game. We're in a numbers game. Does it make sense? Awesome. Okay, so how many of you are, let's see, so it's 10 items. So 10 people talked to, 10 database touches, 10 people added to your database. How's that going? Are we adding people to our database? Yeah.
Still like around 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than 10.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you're adding, so it's daily 10-4, right? Adding 10 people a day. If you add 2 people a day and you do that every day for a week, you've added 10 people. If you do that for 52 weeks, you've added how many? Just put a 0 on the end. 520 people, right? That's great. Again, it's not a matter of it having to be, like we want you to get to the 10, but start where you can and just keep building from the consistency. Make sense? And the concept is we don't want to be what we like to call secret agent. Have you guys heard of that term? There's a lot of secret agents out there. It's a real estate agent that nobody knows is in real estate. except for us because we're other agents. But they don't talk to their friends about real estate. They would never talk to a stranger about real estate, right? Don't be a secret agent. You won't make any money. That's not how it works. Does that make sense, you guys?
No.
Okay. The other thing is writing the notes. How are we doing on that? Let me ask it this way. Has anybody written one note at least in the last week?
Oh, like handwritten notes.
Handwritten.
I have no cards, but I haven't written them out.
Yeah, no. I bought the note cards. I'm just not writing. So, and I know we talked about this in last class, but here's the thing: a handwritten card it blows people away. They're kind of like, "Whoa, did you just you took the time in a technology age to write me a card, right?" It makes a difference and it makes an impact just to say thank you. It's also a great way to get a mailing address. Hey, I want to send you a couple business cards. What's your mailing address? Right? So if you're filling in the blanks in your database, if you're missing mailing addresses, I want to send you a couple business cards. What's your mailing address? And then with that, you send a nice note, right? It's great talking to you. You literally take the time to put pen to paper and people are impressed. So it works. Okay, what's the last 10 of the 10-4? Do you guys remember? I'll give you a hint. It's not the daily. It's the weekly one. 10 properties?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
visit.
right.
Oh yeah, preview.
Oh,
And you
that's
know
through
what?
the roof.
That's through the, I've seen lots of real estate. And here's the thing, depending on what you've got going on, the whole point is to study the market, right? So if you go on and you look at a property on the MLS and you're looking at all the pictures and it's got a video and you're really looking in detail on it, that's research. Now that doesn't completely, we're not saying don't go look at live properties. Look at live properties, there's a difference. You'll start to see that. You walk through the door and you're like, whoa, this did not show up in the pictures. There's different things that, they don't take certain orientations. Oh, it's next to that. Wow, that wasn't in the picture, right? So we definitely want to be seeing properties live, but the whole point is that we sort of study 10 properties a week. If 5 are live, because you go to MLS, and definitely get an MLS in the area you want to focus on. You got to do the caravans. You got to get out there. You got to see these properties, right? I call it MLS caravan, right? They put on the caravans. So you want to get into that caravan and see the properties for the area you like. That being said, it's fine to go to caravan, and if there's 5 on caravan, go to caravan and then do the other 5 online. Just make sure you're educating yourself. The more you see, it's so much easier when you guys get to the point where you're going, oh yeah, I saw that one when it was on the market a year ago, before it sold. So you have some history, right? As you start creating more history, it makes life easier. Make sense? Awesome.
Everywhere I go, you see that house is for sale.
Yeah. And go in open houses, right? Check out open houses, because we're going to talk about open houses today. All right, good. So we're doing good. All right, what do we do now? What's page 8 say? Are you in 6? Yeah, you're in 6. Okay. Right. So go, do you have, there you go, you have page numbers. So page 8. All right, so what are we doing now?
Affirmations.
Yeah, we are gonna do the affirmation. And after we do the affirmation, what are we gonna do?
Stupid calls.
No, wait, we are never doing stupid calls. We're only doing awesome calls because we are fantastic realtors. Are we not? We are good at what we do. We only do fabulous calls. Yes, we like to get you on the phone. Here's the thing, if your daily is 3 and you reach them all in class, guess what you don't have to do when you get home? You already did it. That awesome? I love that part. All right, so we're gonna begin by saying an affirming message out loud. All right, we all see the message. My business is growing abundantly. 3, 2, 1.
My business is growing abundantly.
Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's imagine that the more feeling and energy you put into it, the more money you make. 3, 2, 1.
My business is growing abundantly.
Better, but I still want y'all to make a lot more money than that. So we're gonna try it again. 3, 2, 1.
My business is growing abundantly.
Again.
My business is growing abundantly.
My business is growing abundantly. 3, 2, 1.
My business is growing abundantly.
I love it, one more time.
My business is growing abundantly.
Now I believe you. All right, you guys. So you're gonna get your phone and your list of contacts you prepared for this calling session. By the way, see, like for me, I know who I'm calling because I'm going through my D&O. That's my week. I'm calling my D's and I'm calling my O's. Make sense? That's the DTD2 system. All right. So this week, you'll be calling your social media contacts and any referral names you've received by now. So what I'll do is I'll go through my D and my O, and if I get through my database, then I start looking through my social media for people who are not in my database that need to be in my database. Make sense? Yeah. All right. So you can use the scripts we've already provided you in Power Session 1 through 3 for calling. Pick the one you like the most. We're going to call for 20 minutes, and we're going to make contact with as many people as possible. Track your dials and track your reaches, because we want to know how many you dialed and how many you actually reached, okay? Goal number 2, we're going to ask for business. You're going to ask for an appointment if it's a strong lead. And goal number 3, we're going to ask for referrals from each contact and offer your KW app. Does everyone in the room know how to share your KW app? Yes? Malia, do you know how to share your KW
Yeah,
app?
I don't think so. No.
Okay,
I
you
just
have your app?
downloaded it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll go through that when we start to call out, working through that. Record your results for the low and share them at the end of the call time. So you want to put the name down. You don't need to write their phone number. Did you give them the app? Did you get a referral results of the call? If you just left a message, write the name down. You want to have history of who you left a message with. And leave a message, because these are people you know, right? Awesome. It is 9:49, so we're gonna go until 10:10. So you guys have got 20 minutes to do your calls. And go.
I'm just gonna start tracking.
There's also